Hey everyone, welcome back to the Code Report. Today, we're diving into something that's got every developer buzzing: Model Context Protocol, or MCP. It's the new wave in building APIs, and if you haven't heard of it yet, well, you're about to get left behind. Now, MCP isn't just a buzzword. It's a new standard, backed by Anthropic, the team behind Claude, and it's already been adopted into the OpenAI Agents SDK. The idea? Let large language models interact with APIs like never before. Think of it as a USB-C port for your AI apps, standardized, streamlined, and super versatile. Let's break this down. If you've been around the block, you probably know your REST APIs, maybe dipped into GraphQL, or used gRPC. Heck, you might even remember SOAP if you've been coding since back in the day. Those used to be the gatekeepers of API architecture. But things have changed. Now, it's all about vibe coding, where you throw traditional structures to the wind and let the LLMs do the heavy lifting. But to truly vibe code, you need to understand MCP. It's a protocol for defining resources, read-only data, and tools, actions or mutations, that a language model can access and use, almost like giving your LLM its own little toolbox and data pantry. Instead of just prompting a model and hoping it gets things right, you're feeding it exactly what it needs to do the job and the structure to do it right. Let's look at a real-world example. We're building an app, say, Horse Tender, a dating app for horses. Naturally, the app has a REST API, a Postgres database for horse profiles, and a cloud storage bucket for horse pictures. MCP lets us tie all that together so Claude can access our app's data, generate insights, and even take actions, like scheduling a horse date. Seriously. Start a server using the official MCP SDK. In this case, we're using Deno and TypeScript. Add resources to the server, like a function to fetch horse profiles from the database. Define tools, like writing matches back into the database. Use ZOD to validate the data. This keeps the model from hallucinating and makes sure everything follows the right structure. Connect it to a client like Claude Desktop. With Claude connected, it can now fetch those horse images, analyze relationships, or even match two horses for a date, all by prompting naturally. Even better, it can do this safely and reliably because everything is validated and structured through the protocol. You tell it what tools exist and what data to expect, and Claude figures out the rest. You can run this setup locally using Stio, or deploy it to the cloud using Savala, our sponsor for this video. Savala is built on top of Google Kubernetes Engine and Cloudflare, and it offers a really smooth, cost-effective way to spin up your cloud infrastructure. Great pricing, predictable scaling, and best of all, it's free to get started. Developers are already doing wild things with MCP. AI-powered 3D art creation in Blender. Automated crypto trading. Full-scale web scraping. Managing entire cloud infrastructures. You can even build APIs for APIs, making your systems ultra-modular and LLM-ready. Sounds over-engineered? Maybe. But with a protocol like this, integrating multiple models and services becomes seamless and way more reliable. Let's not forget, MCP is model agnostic, so whether you're using Claude, Cursor, Wiser, or even building your own client, it just works. So what's next? Hook your MCP server into Claude Desktop by editing the config file to point to your script. Restart Claude, and voila, your server's up and running. Attach it to your prompt screen, and you can now use all that rich, structured data right inside your chat. Want to find horses that are single and ready to mingle? Claude can do that. Want to schedule a date between two horses? Claude can handle that too, just give it permission and let it work through the tool interface. Of course, nothing could possibly go wrong giving AI full write access to your production database, right? But jokes aside, Anthropic is very bullish on this tech. Their CEO believes 90% of coding will be AI-driven within the next 6 months, and nearly all code within a year. Whether you buy that or not, it's clear that MCP is a big part of that future. So if you're building anything with AI, MCP is absolutely worth exploring. Check out the awesome MCP GitHub repo for tools and inspiration, and, as always, please vibe code responsibly. Big thanks to Savala for sponsoring today's video, and don't forget to claim your $50 credit to start experimenting. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.